The power of the unconscious mind. So today's call is really talking about the power of the unconscious mind and how it can actually hold us back from creating exactly what it is that we love. It's so powerful because our unconscious, it actually predicts our future based on our past, because our unconscious is all about survival. So the main attributes of the unconscious is all about survival, keeping us alive. And if we think about how we were born, when we were first created with mum and dad, when they first came together and created that dot of energy, that first dot of creation, we couldn't even see us at the beginning. Yet the information and even the field around that can actually have us 9 months inside mum's tummy, then to be born, and then grow up to an adult. And that's so powerful because that's the process of the unconscious. As soon as we're 4 weeks old and the spirit comes in, the heart starts beating in the little baby, we have an unconscious. We don't have a conscious, as most of us know, to the age of 7 or 8. It starts forming between 4 and 5, but our unconscious is all the way through because it's all about survival. It's all about keeping us alive, keeping things the same so we can actually have a long quantity time on the planet, a long period of time on the planet. Whereas our conscious, which is all about ego thoughts, it's all about what we think about. Our ego, it wants us to have a quality of life. So it wants us to go and jump off a bridge and have a business and go and have some fun and go and have all these adventures. And it doesn't think too much about survival because it just wants to go and have quality, just wants to go and have fun. And that's how quite often our conscious and our unconscious cannot get along. They can have different end results, different parts of us that can really cause confusion. So we've got our conscious, which is all about thought. It's all about our self-ego. Then we've got our unconscious, which is all about survival. It's also all about feeling. So it comes from the angle of how do you feel about what you're experiencing. It also wants to keep you safe. You know, how many of us have gone out there to do something that we've never done before? We've got that feeling, oh, am I going to be okay? Will I be safe? That's our unconscious throwing feelings and emotions into our field to try and stop us going for something that we've never done before, just in case we die. So we think about the fact of just the unconscious about survival. What if we die? The unconscious will put up everything it can or throw a cocktail of emotions and feelings to stop us taking the action if it believes it could be a possibility. Where our conscious will just want to go and do it. So with our unconscious, we have the feeling, keeping things safe and keeping things the same. So we think about our current reality, which is what we have now, so experience that we're living. If we want to create something more in life, the online business, love, relationships, whatever it may be, if we want to create more, then obviously at the moment it's less. So if we want to create something more over here, then here is less. And this is why it's so important to be in the right structure of your desired reality, just going for whatever it is that you love. Because our desired reality is what we're going for. It's what we want. It's what we're motivated towards. But if we haven't experienced this over here, whether it be the business or relationship, love, health, whatever it may be over here, maybe you want to go and start doing videos online and start putting yourself out there and create video content for programs. If you've never done it before, the unconscious is going to throw up all this resistance in here to stop you going for it. Because it predicts its future based on the past. So if anything you do that you don't die, that you stay alive, the unconscious will put up a field or a pattern to keep things the same. Keep doing that. You're obviously not dying, so let's just keep those patterns. And that's the power of the unconscious. So that's why it throws up all these emotional feelings to stop us taking action on the new things that we want. Now, the beautiful thing about it, once we've done it for 4 to 6 weeks with your unconscious and it becomes a new habit, then that makes a massive difference. Because your unconscious goes, oh, this actually feels quite good. I haven't died, it's safe. I'm going to continue on then it'll start dropping the resistance. Now, the beautiful thing about this work is we can actually remove that resistance through the processes. So therefore, it's easy to take the action and easy to stay in your end result. Who here has ever gone for something new, like going to the gym or starting a new program or course, and after a week, 10 days, you start getting the resistance. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Oh, I'll do that next week. Oh, maybe this is not for me. Who's had those emotions and feelings before? because that is the resistance trying to pull you back. Now, say, for example, we've had an experience as a child where we got ridiculed from mum and dad or brother and sister or friend at school or whatever it may be. We put up a belief that I'm not good enough. We'll have that belief our whole life, and what we're doing when we're not good enough, we're actually going to be good enough. So a lot of our actions and the actions that we take are all based around, I've got to do it to be good enough. So we'll quite find you'll do a lot of actions toward going for your end result. And when we're going for that, you might find that you want to be a sports or a musician or whatever it may be. The resistance down here of not good enough will continuously try to pull you back into your current reality so that you don't have what you want in case you die. And it's just resistance. It's just emotions and feelings or memories that aren't true. It's all in the past. We can't hand it to anybody. But sometimes those emotional feelings can be so heavy that we just can't take the action. And that's what's beautiful. As I said here, we can actually remove those resistance. And we're going to do a process today, which I call the lake. It's a really, really cool process. And we're going to remove a lot of resistance to a true end choice that you want to work on. And you get to choose whatever it is for you. If you're watching the replay, you can go over it again and do different choices as much as what you like. Because it's really, really important for you that you have less of this resistance, less of these problems, so you can just step into your desired reality and take the action. So, if we're going, for example, the unconscious pulling us back down here for not good enough, you know, we might put up a belief that we're broken or that we need help. So we might do a program, go do a course, whatever it may be. All this here is a resemblance, and teaching our unconscious is something wrong with us that we have to fix ourselves. And it's just not true. When we're down here trying to fix ourselves, we're not creating. And that's the key. We have to be in the right structure of flowing. Just being in that end result, taking the action, rather than over here being stuck and not taking so much action. Now, that could also be the fact that we are taking the action and we're in the middle, we are getting some successful results, and that we're isolating. You know, that we could be in here isolating, and that's fine, that's true, cool, because at least we're taking some action, we're getting what we want, and we're not completely dysfunctional. Still having some success, but we are still partly dysfunctional, so we still have more of these problems to remove. So the unconscious, if we think about a creation, anything that we want to create that we haven't created before, whether it be money or whatever it may be, as soon as we step into that, especially with our eyes closed, we can feel that resistance. We can feel it pulling us back. And that's the painful thing about it, is when we get pulled back, we just take on the belief, in this case, of not good enough, and we believe it to be true, and we were totally unaware of it. Totally unaware of it. Now, the unconscious doesn't do this to cause us pain or put us in a bad situation, because it doesn't know the difference between right or wrong. All it thinks it's doing is protecting you from being over here in case you do get hurt, because it's got feelings. So it's actually trying to do its best to protect you, which is really, really powerful in itself when we understand all that, and we can just let all that go, drop the resistance, take action in that side of reality, create the new way of being, and the unconscious is then okay about it. But it does take that 4 to 6 weeks. Cool. So what would you like to work on today? Have we got any questions there in the chat? You can throw your questions in there. Hello for the new peeps. I can open up the chat there. If you've got any questions, just throw them along and I can answer them for you. Yeah, thank you. Yes, it is very true. And it's so beautiful because it's common sense. When you start doing this work, it's just all common sense. It really does make truth. If we're in the structure of the desired reality, taking action for what we love, the universe is going to put everything in front of us to create it. If we're in the structure of being stuck, the universe is going to put everything in front of us to be stuck. Because that's the action that we're taking. And that's why the law of attraction can suck. It can be a right pain in the butt, law of attraction. Because if we're in the structure, law of attraction is no good at all, because it's just going to give us more of it. We have to be in this structure for the law of attraction to work. So the law of attraction obviously means when we're taking action, it's just going to give us everything that who we are, who we're being. So if we were to look at our thoughts, what we think about, gives us our emotions, and feelings. And then, what does that give us? It gives us our beliefs, what we believe in, our worldly views, our family views, the stuff that we see on TV about other countries. We take on beliefs about other countries. So that gives us our beliefs. And that, of course, determines the actions that we'll take. What actions are you taking around your beliefs? If you've got a strong belief in a worldly view, or like sort of religion or family or whatever it may be, or parenting views, if you believe it, it's only because you've experienced it in the past and you've taken on that belief. So that will determine what actions you're going to take. The actions will be obviously taken around your values. What's important to you? What are your values? We covered all that in the masterclass. It's really, really important to know your values. So you actually know who you are and what's most important to you. And sometimes we can have a blind spot towards our values if we don't know fully what they are. We can actually be having negative visions of taking action around something that's not even fully important to us. So when we have our taking the actions, that gives us our reality. Our reality is everything that we do every day. Our reality, our active experience. Me being here right now, my reality is I'm doing this video for the group. So you can all get something out of it. Get less resistance, better take the action. So when we have our reality, that's based around our thoughts, emotions, and feelings. So if we can get this right, then we can get our reality right. So it all starts off with, when we have a thought, that sends down a transmitter. A transmitter, a chemical, into our bodies, and gives us the emotion and feeling around it from that thought. So that's why it's so important to do meditations every day. It doesn't have to be for an hour, 2 hours long. It can simply be for 10, 15 minutes, stepping into your true end choice. And the reason why we have choices in the work is because we choose. It's so much more powerful than just having dreams and goals. We actually step into true choice, what we'd like to choose. When we step into that, excuse me, we get the thought, we choose it, then we picture it, we get the emotion, the feeling, and then we're starting to teach our unconscious that it's okay to have this because it believes it to be true. Awesome, excellent. So, what would we like to, so if we want everybody to choose a desired reality, something they'd like to choose on today, whatever it means to you, what would we like to choose? Excellent. Emily's got a question here. The question's theory down pat. Awesome. That's excellent. The action I'm taking is learning the tech stuff of doing online presentations. Excellent. Good stuff. Well done. Yeah, there's certainly a lot to that when you get started. Lucky enough to have my wife there do all that for me, which has been fantastic. And she's on the call here, aren't you, Kirsty? Yeah, cool. So a really, really question for you guys, everybody that's on the call and watching the replay. When did you decide you were you? When did you actually decide that? That's a pretty powerful question when you think about it, because when did you actually decide you were you? When did you consciously actually decide all the information, who you are, your values, everything about you, and where you are in life and what structure you're in? And that's really, really important, because there's so much power in this work and everything that we're deciding about ourselves, because everything we do in our desired reality, we must choose it just because we love it. And that's so important. So in our desired reality, obviously we're creating choices, beautiful things that we love just because we choose it. We're having love, we're having relationships, we're having finances, we're having a new energy. When you're in your desired reality, there's such an inner power of energy, which is really, really strong and just take you to new levels. You're having it all, you're on your true purpose, and everything in that structure is just flowing. Now, it took me 18 months to get here, doing all the work and to be in the flowing. But you're still, as I'm taking on new things, your unconscious still throws up new resistance, whatever that may be, based around what you're creating. So what I'd like you to do now is to choose something you'd like to create, a beautiful desired reality. I'd just like you to write it down for me. What is it that you would like to create? Just write that down for me. What is it that you would like to create through choice today? Excellent. And just ask yourself, having that, what would it do for you? Just think about that. Having that, what would it do for you? And just write that down. And then also write down, how will you know when you have it? Just write that down. How will you know when you have it? Will there be more people in the organisation? Will you be finishing a program or a course or whatever it may be? Living in that beach house, whatever it may be. And then just think to yourself, what is it that I really want? What do you really want as a desired reality at the end of all this? Could be freedom. Could be financial success, making more money than you can spend. It could be traveling the world. What do you really want as the outcome? And how would you know when you had it? Just write down, how would you know when you had it? And just really think about that desired reality, that true choice, what you want to create. And what I'd like you to do now is just to close your eyes and step in to that beautiful desired reality. Just choosing it. What is it that you're truly choosing today? Step into that desired reality and see it. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's with you? Where you are, is there smells? Can you smell and touch this beautiful creation? And just put a beautiful smile on your heart, just knowing that you're creating it. Excuse me, that you're on your way. Times that beautiful emotions and feelings with it by 10. Put a smile on your face, just knowing that you're creating this beautiful desired reality. Just choose it. Choose it to be true. Just all the beautiful feelings and emotions around it. That's it. And just notice you're the family that's with you, or the friends that's with you, or the partner, whatever it may be. And then you can open up your eyes. So that's our beautiful desired reality. And our powerful unconscious may have put up a lot of resistance there, depending on how much of this work that you've done, or there might be very little resistance, depending on the choice that you've made. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong in this work. We can simply learn and feel that resistance that's in our field, which is all the stuff in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the lake metaphor. We're going to remove some resistance unconsciously from that desired reality, from that choice you're choosing today. So what I'd like you to do is to step into your current reality now with your eyes open. What's it like now? Notice your surroundings, what's around you, what's it like? And notice what's in the way of having the desired reality, taking the next actionable steps. What are the next action steps to be taking? Just notice what they are. Notice what beliefs are in the way. Feeling restraints. Excellent. Good. Thanks for sharing. Could be also not good enough, not capable, not worthy. What about the fear of failure or success? Whatever it may be to you. Just notice those blocks, that resistance to taking that desired reality. And now what I'd like you to do is just to close your eyes, and we're simply going to do this process. It's not a superconscious recode. It's just a basic, nice little process that simply moves resistance. Because when we have deep resistance to a certain creation, we can use this powerful but simple metaphor to remove resistance. And this process will make sure that you're really stepping into your true end result, and you're really getting all the feelings and emotions around it. Because your unconscious relates to this process, and it's just as powerful online or even in person with doing it one-on-one. It doesn't matter where it's done, it has the same strength. So what I'd like you to do now is just to visualize yourself, take a couple of breaths and breathe into visualizing standing at the side of a lake. And step into that true choice, that desired reality that you're choosing today. And you're standing at the side of a lake. And you're in your desired reality. And I want you to look out at the lake and just notice how calm it is. The water is so flat, it's like glass. It can be at night or during the day, it doesn't matter. You get to make it all up. But just notice how flat and beautiful the lake is. It could be surrounded by trees or mountains or houses. Whatever it is to you, you can make it all up. And just notice yourself standing next to this lake, looking out across the lake. Just not come from the kind-centered heartness. It's just so beautiful. And you're full of gratitude that you're going to get to experience this. And just breathe in that calmness, that beautiful love, breathing it all in, looking out at this big lake. And now what I'd like you to do is create the lake to be, I want you to imagine it, the lake is your desired reality. Just choose that. The lake is my desired reality, my choice that I'm choosing today. And just breathe that in. Breathe in the beautiful desired reality being the lake. Breathe it in, that's it. Just notice the feelings and emotions around it. And now what I'd like you to do is to bend down and pick up a stone from the beach. That's it. Bend down and pick up a stone from the beach. And notice that that stone represents all the resistance to this creation. Everything that's in the way of you taking more action and creating this desired reality is in that stone. Look at the stone in your mind, and I want you to throw it out into the lake. Throw it as far away as you can. You can use the actions and throw it if you want to, but throw that stone far out into the lake. And just notice it hits the water, splash. And as it hits the water and it sinks to the bottom, just notice all the ripples that it's created from the splash. And these ripples are coming towards you. And as they're coming towards you, I want you to take a step into the lake. So the water may be up to your ankles or your knees, whatever it is for you. Step into the lake and just feel these waves hit you one at a time. These ripples in the water hitting you one at a time. That's it. Removing all the resistance to the desired reality. And as these waves pass through you, you slowly get less and less resistance. Just notice how that feels. That's it. And the waves will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then at some point, they'll start to get a little bit more weaker and they'll start to die down as the smaller ripples hit you after the big ones. And just allow that to process, removing all that resistance as these waves go through you. That's it. And just step into that beautiful feeling of knowing that you're having a beautiful shift from this metaphor. That's it. And just breathe it in. Breathing and just realize the releasing of all these emotions. That's it. Just breathe it in. And then when you're ready, you can just take a couple of breaths. It may take another couple of minutes for it to balance out, and that's fine. But just when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and come on back. There's absolutely no rush. It's different for everybody. What's important is you just allow the process, the metaphor, just to do its thing. Just allow it to remove all resistance to that true creation. How was that, everybody? You can feel free to throw in the chat what it was like if you wish to. We can get some feedback. It's a pretty powerful process. It's very, very basic, but it works extremely well. And it can be done, as this is obviously recorded, it can be done in any desired reality that you choose, which is really, really cool, which is the power of it. Excellent. Thanks, Sri. That's awesome. Happy to serve. So if you would like to do some more of this work, what Kirsten and I have decided to do is to give everybody a whole free week in the masterclass. Now, the masterclass is the first program that I started when I got started in this work. There's over 6 live coaching calls, 80 recorded content, full processes of how to get in the right structure, remove resistance. And we're giving it to you for a whole week for free, so you can get in there and make the most out of it. Kirsten just put the link in the chat if you want to click on that. And we'll also have it in the group page in the comments below. But if you want to come along to it, it's really, really cool. It's my gift to you. You can have a whole week in there for free. The program is so powerful because it has all the meditations to work on our thoughts, emotions, and feelings and to shift that. It has all the processes to remove the resistance, the problem that is stopping you taking the action. And it also has all the information to teach you all about how the unconscious and the conscious works and how if you can get in the right structure, how it's easy to create what it is in life you love. We'll also teach you your true nature and purpose, if you're not too sure what that is yet, and also how to connect to your intuition and be intuitive and allow information to come through. So it's very, very cool. Excellent. Oh, that's awesome, Eileen. Brilliant. Thank you. Nice. Yes, we're all beautiful souls in our own way, doing things in our way. That's what makes us so unique. And it's just so important that we get this work out to everybody because it really is life-changing. The masterclass is where I started for the first 6 months and it completely changed my life. So here I am now doing this work, certified in it and just loving it. So that's a gift to you. If someone wants to jump in there for a week, you are more than welcome to. And make sure if you go in there that you get onto the live coaching calls in the Facebook group. Because really there's up to 6 live coaching calls every week from all the coaches around the world. And it's really important you can have access to that for a week and then thoroughly enjoy it. So apart from that, thank you very, very much for being here to you all. And we'll see you on the call next Monday. Will be my last one for December. We should be back to 7 a.m. Monday morning. And for those that are in Masterclass group already that are also in this group, I'm doing a live group call, my last one for the month, Tuesday, 8 p.m. tomorrow night for the Masterclass group. So thank you for being here. And thank you. You're awesome too. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.